Well, here we go again. And another day in the life of Papa Pickle. Being on the road here. I'm going to try to get my sights set kind of the way I want them. I think that'll be a little better, maybe. All right. Well, we are in Sydney, Montana at a Chevron location. And we're going to see what we can't find for a load out of here. In this video here where I'm leaving this site right here, this was quite the challenge to get that trailer backed in there. But we got it done. Had that loader right in the way. We're just going to see if we can't find something here or pretty close. So, let's take a look at the load board. All right. Heads towards the green flag, it says. I assume that's behind me. We'll take a gander. I'm just not seeing a green flag. Oh, now I see it. That is, and I don't think we can get around that way. In fact, I'm pretty sure we can't. I don't know where that trailer is that I backed into that slot there yesterday. That's the strange thing about this game sometimes. Seems the things that you deliver tend to disappear. Where are you at, trailer? This might be over on another location, or it's back here in the corner. Ah, I see it now. Okay. Low boy. Going to Great Falls. Gonna have to pull up here alongside the treater shed. Don't mind me, sir. I'm just gonna pull up here and back under that low boy. That's a pretty nice ride you drive around here on an oil site. Also seems a little strange that that's not dirty at all. Trust me, when you're working around these oil sites, things can get a mite dirty. I remember one time I was having to pull the bottom off a treater. We did that periodically on these oil wells to keep the bottoms of the treaters clean. And to this day, I don't know what I did wrong, but I did something wrong. And what did we do wrong? We did something wrong. We didn't get underneath that trailer. We way too far over, I guess. I forgot that it was a low boy. Anyway, I'm pulling off this treater with a pump truck. And next thing I knew, my hose exploded and just covered me and everything around me in oil. All right, we are hooked. Okay, raising legs. Looks like we're ready to go. What do y'all think? We go to Great Falls? Do you believe? It's a big old load. Big old trailer. Anyway, getting back to the oil story. Cleaning out that treater. Hose exploded. Absolutely just covered me from head to toe in oil. Everything around me was covered in oil. The entire inside of the treater shed was covered in oil. I still don't know what happened that day. Sometimes you could inadvertently turn your pump the wrong way. And instead of pulling, you're pumping in. And if your valve is closed, see, we would hook the hose to the nipple and then open the valve. Once we kicked the pump in, you had to be kind of quick about it, see that you didn't crush the pipe, so you kind of left one handle loose so that it would suck some air. And then we'd open the valve slowly. Well, the only thing I can think is I must have had my pump the wrong way and was pumping in. Well, with that valve closed, that pressure blew that hose. Thankfully, I was not very far from the ranch or home, so once I got done, I ran home and took a shower, changed my clothes. Quite a mess. I need to turn this sound up just a little more. I like to hear the engine. And yep, we're going to Great Falls, Montana, and I have a story about Great Falls, Montana. And it's a story about cows. Actually, it was a load of mixed cattle. And one of them was about a 2,600-pound bull. And I had to get him on that truck. And he kind of got on the fight. And I got him up the ramp into the truck. Before I could scratch my head, he had turned around. And I was part way up the ramp. And he come charging back out of that trailer. And I had absolutely no place to go. And when he got to me, he jumped. Like he was going to jump over me, except he didn't jump over me. I was crushed up against the side of the loading ramp. So now I'm in the between him and the wall of the loading ramp, and it's like he's about half wedged in there and got to work his way out. Well, I wound up breaking a collarbone and cracked a shoulder in the mess. The interesting thing is, this thing's heavy. I had to drive all the way to Fargo, North Dakota like that. It was very painful. The hardest thing about it was shifting, but I kept my shoulder in tight and went ahead and got it done. Got to Fargo, got the truck home, and then went to the doctor's office. Wasn't much they could do for me. They said all it was going to take was time. They kind of just popped my collarbone back in place and said I needed time to heal. Well, I wrapped everything up with some bandages and make sure I ain't got a turn here. Stay there, big truck. Wrapped myself up with bandages, and a couple days later I went back to work. Wasn't very easy, but I got it done. This ought to be a pretty little drive to Great Falls. Pretty country up here. There might even be a mountain pass. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. Boy, it can be cold in Great Falls, Montana in January, middle of the winter. Small town, Montana. And of course, they got a way station, but it's closed. That's good. I swear, they got a lot of way stations, don't they? Oh, mercy. I will be taking a right up yonder at the stop sign. Now, by God, is this a four-way stop sign or just a one-way? Well, I can't tell. I believe it's a four-way. Last video we posted online has been doing really well, to say the least. Glad y'all enjoy it. Had quite a few views already. For those of you that just subscribed to the Papa Pickle here on the Formal Pickles page, welcome to you. I hope you guys and new subscribers enjoy these videos. I hope that you maybe can gain some knowledge from my experience. I hope that for you parents out there and you have youngins that watch these videos, I hope that they learn something from them as well. And I hope that I am a respectful human being. And I hope to be a role model for your children. I believe it takes a village to raise a child. I believe in that sincerely. I don't know why my blinker keeps staying on. Silly thing. Woohoo! We are on the flats up around northern Montana. Northeastern Montana. Well, me and Jake been working on the farm sim, working out some technical issues, but I believe we're going to have a video coming out here pretty soon. Hello, Copper. Oh, ho, ho. Papa Pickle, not paying attention to his fuel gauge again. He has got to find a fuel stop. Wolf Point, Montana. I think I saw a light up here where I can get fuel. We'll find out here in just a second. Yes, sir. We can get it right here. Hey, for you folks in the cars back there, hang on just a moment while I get this big boy pulled in here to get some fuel. Coaster on in. Looks like a tricky place to get out of, but we'll do it. $4.04 for diesel fuel. $403 worth of fuel. We are full, and we're heading back on the road to Great Falls, Montana, if we can get out of here. Easy, big trailer. No, don't curb it. Oh, I'm gonna curb that thing. Look at that. Huh? That Papa Pickle acting like greenhorn here. I'll get it. Yeah, we might have run over that curb a little bit, but not the end of the world, I guess. As long as we don't pop a tire. A little more room there than I thought. We really didn't have to crank it all that tight. Y'all, I'm gonna want to go out this one over here. I know it says for cars, but the angle just not good for that other turn. Looks like we're gonna stay straight right here on this cow trail. Well, yesterday I was in Oklahoma. Pryor, Oklahoma, actually. Hauled a couple of horses down there. Got back last night about, about 1 o'clock in the morning. And this morning it was very, very cold up here in Iowa. I could not believe it. We've had really nice weather. We even had days of 70 degrees, but this morning it was 19 degrees And the wind was out of the north, and I mean bitterly cold wind. We had to be below zero this morning, which was a shock to the system after 65 and 70 degree days on a regular basis here lately. So to be honest with you, I pretty much just throwed feed and hay to the horses and unhooked my trailer that I hauled the horses with down to Oklahoma, and I just came home. I figure I'll let it warm up a little bit before I go back and finish the rest of the work I've got to do. I thought it would be a great time to do a truck sim video. I am kind of having fun with this. I think I mentioned before, I'd rather do this than do it for real. We got quite a haul to go here. We got 244 miles left on this little adventure. Well, it was dark and I was driving down a lonely Montana road. The night was hot and sleep pulled at my eyes. I was thinking about the wild times and the women that I'd known, the deceitful things I'd done and those lies. All right, I'll hang it up with the singing. 55, Glasgow. Now, I don't know what kind of a place I've got to get into when I get to Great Falls. It'll be interesting to see. Let's see here. It's 12:55. Oh, back, big truck. Well, I'm a-thinking I'm going to have to take a ride up here. But the traffic not working in my favor. Actually, I think the road just kind of bends around is what it does. That risky little move back there. Could have got myself a ticket running a red light. But I made her through. Must have been just legal enough. Good morning, Glory. American flag. Flying proud. I take a lot of pride in America and what she stands for. And I take a lot of pride in the men and women who we had a little trouble with 8th gear there, but we got it. With the men and women that protect this great nation. I have a lot of respect for them. My father is a war veteran. He fought in the Korean War. Once in a while you could get him to tell stories about it, but he didn't talk too much about it. He kind of kept that to himself. He had a lot of medals. He had the Purple Heart, Medal of Valor, just about every medal you could think of. But they weren't that important to him. So I guess just by the simple fact that I was raised by a Korean War veteran, I had a lot of respect for my dad, and that respect has boiled over into all of our military personnel. I respect them all very, very greatly, deeply. Yeah, I remember this country up here now. It not as mountainous as western Montana, or even the southern parts of Montana, west of Billings. Looks like we're going to run right into them buildings, doesn't it? 177 miles to go to Great Falls. Better roll back a little bit. Get myself in trouble. Hot rodding a little bit there, Mikey. Highway 2. It's a long old highway. Another way station closed again. That's good. It's a long old highway. Runs quite a ways across the United States. Takes you through the upper peninsula of Michigan. In fact, takes you through the Iron Range in Minnesota. And of course, the oil fields of Montana, North Dakota. Airplane. Y'all probably can't see it, but I can. Military runs a lot of training. They do a lot of training up here in these parts. In fact, when we had a ranch in Sentinel Butte, North Dakota, we had some canyons there on the ranch. They're pretty deep, and them big old, I guess you call them bombers, would fly so low, they would practice their flying under radar, and they'd go right over the top of our ranch. And they were so low, it just seemed like you could stand on top of a hill and touch the wheel as they went by, or touch the bottom. I hope there ain't no railroad crossings up here. I'd hate to run smack long into that train, because I'm going to outrun him here. I hope he ain't got to cross over. Nah, he just going to run right alongside us, ain't he? Battle Creek. Train's a honking his horn. Coming into town. Now the train's going to pass me. Yep, on our Farm Sim channel, which will be coming out pretty soon, me and Jake, we worked together and bought a farm, and about 80 acres. Bought some equipment, a couple of tractors, a couple of tools to work the ground with. So we've been working the ground, trying to get that ready for planting. We'd like to be planted first part of April if possible. We're going to plant corn. Bought us a fuel trailer so that we don't have to drive back to the house to get fuel. Canada, just take a right. You'll be in Canada. That's how far north we are right now. Way up here. Hey, you need to go in gear. Thank you. Been to Canada a few times in my life. Good people up there. They're really nice. I wouldn't want to be there in the wintertime, though. Too cold for me. You guys ever watch Ice Road Truckers? I watch that a lot. Or used to. I haven't been watching it lately, but amazes me that they drive across the ice like that. Harvey, Montana. They do have a big rodeo here every year as well. About every town in Montana has a rodeo. Well, it's a agriculture state. Prime rib. That almost sounds good. Another way station coming up. You have discovered a recruitment agency. Don't know what that means. And the way station is open. Where are you at, way station? And I do have to pull in, if I can find it, right here. We will take a left into this way station. Go in here and go through the particulars, you know. Well, looks like to me they got the portables out again. You kids. Kids and their toys. You know, the only difference between men and boys is the size and price between their toys. It's quite the little way station you got here, boys. Y'all need to mow the grass. Hit the old activate button, 21 ton. Thank you for your cooperation, and have a safe trip. Thank you. We'll see y'all on the flip-flop. Well, let's see here. I have got to go back out on that road and go back to the other highway. Goes by the way station. I hope they do not call me back in there. I'll stop twice to the next stop sign. Great Falls, yonder way. We are 89 miles from Great Falls. We're 92 miles from our destination. According to our clock, we should be there by 6:24 p.m. I hope it's daylight. I've been doing a lot of work for these mines up here, which is fine by me. As long as I can keep this truck loaded and busy each and every mile. I haven't checked my bankroll here lately. I need to do that. We'll find out when we complete this trip. But we're trying to get to $1 million, of course. And I have no doubt about getting there. Just doing these small hops around Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. Oh, we'll venture into some other states here before too long. But as you know, Papa Pickle, he just learning how to do this. So I figured I'd stay close. Keep it in an area that I know. Farm sim, we bought a house. We put up a building to park our equipment and tractors in. Ooh, back there, big boy. Come in there a little hot. Boy, the police is out in full force today. Boy, they were out on the highways on my way to Oklahoma yesterday. Of course, I did not even realize that yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. Had no idea. 46 miles, 45 miles now to the drop-off point. Ooh, here comes another windy spot. I think we'll just back off a little bit. We actually weren't going that fast, but better safe than sorry. Well, let's see. What do we have there? A scenic lookout. And the tourists are gathered. Another cop. Plenty of them out here. Well, we got us a little bit of a detour here. 16 miles now from our drop point. Now, I've been around the country quite a little bit here lately. I drove all the way to North Dakota. I think I told you about that for some family business. And was in Oklahoma yesterday, and I'll probably be heading over to Grand Island, Nebraska here in a couple days. And then on the 30th of March, I will be heading down to Dallas, Texas for a horse sale down there. I'll be down there for a couple days, 2-3 days. Well, I see by my GPS I'm going to have to take a turn up here, so I will just let this traffic ease on by. I will take my time, gentlemen. We are now in Great Falls, Montana. We'll be taking us left here, if we can make it before the light changes. I will just wait. I don't need no tickets. There's the train. We beat it to Great Falls. Nanner, nanner, nanner. And according to my clock on the wall, we should be have a delivery time at 7:15. We're only 6 miles from our delivery point. Waiting, waiting for the light to change. There we go. We're rolling again. And our drop-off point is coming up pretty shortly here. I kind of thought this might be going out into a mine, but apparently it's just going to go right here in town. Railroad tracks. Now we know the train has already gone through, so we should be golden. And we got to take us a right at the light. Now, y'all see a sign that says no right turn on red? I don't see one. Ooh, copper. But I think I'll just wait for that light to turn green. That's a local policeman. I'll have to go down here and basically loop back to this drop-off point. Well, that's all right. We just dogged this thing a little bit. The old stop sign. Take us left. There we go, another copper. Well, you guys are out in full force today. Lord have mercy. I guess y'all want to keep them at the proper speed. Mind your P's and Q's. Make sure you turn your blinkers on. Make sure all your lights are working. I'm pretty sure this is my turn here. Yeah. All right. Looks like we just go straight on into John Deere. Drop this trailer. Let's see here. That's where we unload at. Boom, boom, boom. It says truck deliveries yonder. I guess I'm just dropping the trailer, so I'll just put it right here in their way. How's that sound? If we can get her to track on in here, which I think we can. And green light. All right, we're going to drop this trailer. Decoupling. And we are back for the results. Well, the job has been completed. Excellent. Backhoe loader delivered from Sydney to Great Falls. 356 miles, 12 hours, 21 minutes, 78 gallons of fuel. 11,850 base money. Proficiency bonus 1,124. Long distance delivery bonus 562. High value cargo 562. We got paid $14,098 for that job today. Well, there you go, folks. Another successful trip on behalf of the Formal Pickle. This is Papa Pickle. It has been a pleasure, and see you next time.